In today's video, in clinical enzymology chapter, we are going to discuss about the serum enzymes involved in heart diseases. So, clinical significance of serum enzymes in heart diseases. So, before the introduction of serum glutamate oxaloacetate transaminase assay for the investigation of myocardial infarction, the heart has been a biochemically inaccessible organ. So, in cases of suspected myocardial infarction, when clinical and ECG evidence was equivocal, there was no other means of specifically investigating possible injury to cardiac muscle. In ECG, old changes exist that may obscure current ECG interpretation. Intramural infarctions may not change ECG pattern. Diaphragmatic infarctions often missed on ECG. So, what are all the enzyme assays that are carried out in myocardial infarction? The commonly assayed enzymes are creatine phosphokinase CK, aspartate transaminase SGOT, lactate dehydrogenase LDH. So, apart from these commonly assayed enzymes, other enzymes which have been studied but are not commonly done are gamma glutamyl transpeptidase, histaminase and pseudocolin esterase. So, these are all the important enzymes that are being assayed to detect heart diseases and particularly myocardial infarction. So, now let us see the first enzyme, creatine phosphokinase, which is otherwise called as CPK or CK. So, this enzyme catalyzes the reaction. Creatine phosphate in the presence of ADP gets converted to creatine plus ATP molecule. This enzyme is also called as creatine kinase. Site. It is found in high concentration in skeletal muscles, myocardium and brain, but not found at all in liver and kidney. Small amounts are found in lung, thyroid and adrenal glands. Not found in red blood cells and its level is not affected by hemolysis. Normal value of this enzyme is from 4 to 60 international units per liter at 37 degrees centigrade. Studies suggested that serum creatine kinase activity is more sensitive indicator in early stage of myocardial ischemia. Potentially more useful in subendocardial infarction. No increase in activity is noted in heart failure and coronary insufficiency. Magnitude of elevation was found to be greater than that observed with oxaloacetate transaminase or lactate dehydrogenase. So, the behavior of the enzyme in acute myocardial infarction. After myocardial infarction, serum value is found to increase after about 6 hours, reaches a peak level in 24 to 30 hours and returns to normal level in 2 to 4 days, usually within 72 hours. Next important enzyme is serum glutamate oxaloacetate transaminase, in short SGOT. This is also called as aspartate transaminase or aminotransferase. Concentration of this enzyme is very high in myocardium. The normal value is from 4 to 17 international units per liter and 10 to 35 of the original common spectrophotometric units per ml. So, level of serum enzyme has been correlated well with prognosis. Levels more than 350 international units per liter are usually fatal and due to massive infarction. Levels more than 150 IU per liter are associated with high mortality and levels below 50 IU per liter are associated with low mortality. Elevation has been noted in absence of any ECG changes. So, highest incidence of abnormal levels occur on second day of infarction. The rise of the enzyme level depends on the size of the infarction. Extra cardiac factors, elevation is seen in other diseases, example muscle disease and hepatic diseases. But these can be differentiated clinically and simultaneous determination of SGPT. There is no rise of SGPT in myocardial infarction. So, reinfarction results in a secondary rise of SGOT. And the next important enzyme is lactate dehydrogenase. Catalyzes the reversible conversion of pyruvic acid and lactic acid. So, normal serum LDH activity ranges from 60 to 250 international units per liter 120 to 500 units per ml as per the original Karman spectrophotometric method. The peak rise in serum LDH is roughly proportional to the extent of injury to the myocardial tissue. So serum LDH elevation may persist for more than a week after the CPK and SGOT levels have returned to normal. So serum LDH levels more than 1500 IU per liter in acute myocardial infarction suggests a grave prognosis. So the disadvantage of this enzyme assay is the enzyme is relatively non-specific for myocardial tissue. It is so widespread in body cells that coexistent disease processes in other organs may cause the elevation. So thus serum LDH levels are raised in carcinomatosis, acute leukemia, granulocytic leukemia, pulmonary infarction, renal necrosis, muscle diseases, etc. So less pronounced serum lactate dehydrogenase increases are seen in inflammatory hepatic disorder. Precautions to be followed while using the blood sample. Red blood cells are rich in lactate dehydrogenase. Hence avoid hemolysis. Hemolyzed samples should not be assayed since they will interfere with the real values. Next, gamma glutamyl transpeptidase, in short GGTP. Also called gamma glutamyl transferase or gamma GT. This transpeptidase catalyzes the transfer of gamma glutamyl group from one peptide to another peptide or to an amino acid. Normal value has been shown to be in men 10 to 47 IU per liter, in women 7 to 30 IU per liter. Site: highest tissue activity of this enzyme is found in kidneys, but activity is relatively high in liver, lungs, pancreas and prostate. Some activity is present in intestinal mucosa, thyroid gland and spleen. Normal heart contains very little gamma GT. Hence, it has been proposed as a useful test for myocardial infarction in later stages. Source of the enzyme is from the vascular endothelium from angioblastic proliferation. The enzyme does not come from heart muscle. Its increased tissue levels develop with repair process. So behavior in acute myocardial infarction. Several investigators recently have demonstrated increases in serum gamma GT in acute myocardial infarction. Increased serum activity is found to be late. Peak activity between 7th and 11th day and lasts as long as a month. Elevated levels of serum activity are found also in many other conditions. In hepatobiliary disorders, it is useful in detecting obstructive jaundice, cholangitis and cholecystitis with primary and secondary neoplasms of the liver. Also found elevated in alcoholics and also in alcoholic cirrhosis. Gamma GT is the most sensitive indicator in alcoholics. Increased serum activity is seen with pancreatic diseases. Elevated levels are seen in epileptic patients with drug therapy with anticonvulsants, probably due to the enzyme induction. Since gamma GT levels are not elevated in any form of bone disorders, it is a valuable parameter in differentiating between skeletal, that is bones, and hepatic dysfunction associated with increased alkaline phosphatase levels. So here it plays a very important role in differential diagnosis of bone and liver disorders, because gamma GT levels are not elevated in bone disorders but they are elevated in liver disorders, whereas serum alkaline phosphatase levels are elevated in both bone disorders as well as liver disorders. So here it is important in differential diagnosis. And next enzyme is histaminase. Normal plasma contains either very small amount of histaminase or none at all. But considerable amounts of histaminase has been found in human heart muscle. Normal value is from 0.12 to 0.76 Pu per ml. Raised histaminase levels are found in myocardial infarction. It helps in early diagnosis of myocardial infarction even when the ECG has failed to reveal. It also has a prognostic value as higher serum histaminase levels were found to be associated with worse prognosis. So mean value in fatal cases have been found to be more than 3.48 plus or minus 0.97. Choline esterases. Choline esterases are enzymes which hydrolyze esters of choline to give choline and acetic acid. There are two types. One is true choline esterase, responsible for destruction of acetylcholine at the neuromuscular junction and is found in nerve tissues and red blood cells. And the other one is pseudocholine esterase. It is found in various tissues such as liver, heart muscle, intestine, and it is this type which is present in plasma. Normal value of serum pseudocholine esterase is 2.17 to 5.17 IU per ml. By Michaelis method is 1.05 to 2.45 units per ml. So serum enzyme activity in other conditions like hepatitis, serum enzyme activity is decreased in acute hepatitis, and its regular low level in chronic hepatitis is more often found valuable owing to diminished synthesis by hepatic cells. In organophosphorus poisoning, choline esterase is also inhibited by organophosphorus compound like insecticides, and serum choline esterase assay is therefore useful to detect poisoning by these compounds in agriculture and industries, which is otherwise called as the diazinon poisoning. Now let's have a quick recap on the serum enzymes in heart diseases. So the important cardiac markers used for the diagnosis of acute myocardial infarction. The cardiac markers are creatine phosphokinase CPK, and then aspartate transaminase SGOT, lactate dehydrogenase LDH, gamma glutamyl transpeptidase, that is GGTP. So here some enzymes act as early markers, some as important in prognosis, and some are important in late markers. So if we look into creatine phosphokinase, it rises after 6 hours of acute myocardial infarction, and the peak is achieved within 24 to 30 hours. So time to return to normal is 2 to 4 days and usually within 72 hours. So this acts as an important early marker, and it is very cardiac specific. And next enzyme is aspartate transaminase. It rises within 12 hours and the peak reaches by 24 hours, but time take to return to normal is 3 to 5 days and relatively late cardiac specific, but can seen rise in hepatitis also. And next is the lactate dehydrogenase. Rises within 12 to 24 hours and the peak is reached within 2 to 4 days, and the time to return to normal is 8 to 14 days. So it is relatively a late marker and also non-specific because it exists in isoenzymic forms. And next is gamma glutamyl transpeptidase. It rises very late. Peak attains between 7 to 10 days. It lasts longer for about 4 weeks. So it is helpful in late diagnosis. Serum rise is due to the repair process. Source is vascular endothelium from the angioblastic proliferation. There are also other non-enzymic markers like cardiac troponins, CT1 and CT and myoglobin. So CT1 rises within 4 hours. Peak level reaches from 14 to 24 hours and time to return to normal is 5 to 7 days, and it is the earliest marker and cardiac specific. CTT rises within 6 hours, peak level attains within 3 days, and the time to return to normal is 8 to 10 days, and it is also earlier marker and cardiac specific. Myoglobin within 2 to 3 hours it rises, and the peak is attained between 4 to 6 hours, and time to return to normal is 20 to 24 hours. So it is the earliest marker but not cardiac specific. So non-enzymic cardiac troponins, that is CT1 and CTT. Troponins are of 3 types. Troponin C, calcium binding, non-cardiac. Troponin 1, that is actomyosin ATPase inhibitory element, that is cardiac T1, or in other words it is CT1. And next is troponin T, tropomyosin binding element, cardiac CT. So behavior of CT1 in acute myocardial infarction. Troponin 1 is released into the blood within 4 hours after the onset of myocardial infarction. Peak reaches at 14 to 24 hours and remains elevated for 5 to 7 days. So the methods used for assaying CT1 is by radioimmunoassay technique or by ELISA method. Normal value less than 1.5 milligram per liter. So remarks, specific for cardiac muscle, extremely useful for early diagnosis of myocardial infarction. CT1 level is greater than 1 to 5 mg per liter is indicative of myocardial infarction. Cardiac troponin T or CTT is also present in adult cardiac muscle. Two isoforms are described as TNT1 and TNT2. Behavior of CTT in acute myocardial infarction. CTT level increases within 6 hours of myocardial infarction, reaches peak level in 3 days, and then remains elevated up to 8 to 10 days. So that was about serum enzymes in heart disease, in particular acute myocardial infarction, and next video is on serum enzymes